So we'll be second. I gotta update everything and whatnot too. Which means I gotta plug in this crap. Which also better fucking work. Don't start playing the fucking video. Stop playing freaking video, stupid thing. Jeez. Okay. Um. Move. Connections. Didn't want to fucking do this with this phone, but whatever. Hotspot. No. Ah! Can't freaking mobile hotspot. Wait, what the frick? Hold on. I was doing the wrong freaking thing. So yeah. That's what I'm gonna see when my phone screen's off. So yeah. So let's try to get this game going and hopefully have it not screw up. Come on, computer. It's probably gonna crash a few times, but hopefully not. Come on, game. Download it. Oh. Yep. Why does it change back to 5? 4. This can zoom. Okay, good. Come on! It doesn't take you freaking forever to download. Oh my gosh. Go! Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. Jeez, freaking kidding me. Come on, system! I haven't updated this game for a long time, so it's being screwed right now. Still downloading. Okay, now we should be able to get in game. Stupid fucking thing. Fuck. Getting it. Wrong freaking window thing. Dude, what the? Freaking piss. In heck. My phone's gonna fly off the freaking mount. Like, literally. Play? Is it good? Yeah. Okay. I gotta fix something. I got. Come on, mouse. So before I get in this is one of the worst games that you'll ever play, or anybody will ever want to play, because if you are one that hates flipping dying like a butthole, it's probably the worst game to play. But in the other hand, if you really want to get yourself to restrain yourself from rage quitting on a game that you get killed a lot, this is probably the game to do that. That's kind of how I started. I hated dying on games because dying just felt like failure. Because you would lose and it unmotivates you and you just die, and you don't really get killed as much, and it's like, ugh. It just makes you feel bad. But I got around to playing this game a lot more, even though I hate dying like flip. And it started getting me better and better and better at playing. And less focusing on dying and more focusing on actually pushing onwards. Now I'm going to go join. One of the biggest areas that is probably going to be in this area right now is our middle sector. Excuse me. And unlike other games, first-person shooter games like, for instance, Call of Duty or Battlefield, this game is far more bigger. If you took Battlefield and times it by 20 to 100, this would be the game for you. Because this entire map, which is pretty large, can house 2,500 players on a single map across 3 factions. And when it gets intense battles, it can feel like a real war. No joke. You got aircraft flying around you, shooting you. You got snipers trying to blow your head off. You got the Marine firing at you. You got tanks going blasting all about. It is insane. You got turrets firing, everything going about. It can really make you rage quit fast. But if you can slowly get yourself to build up the courage to keep going and going and going, it's probably the game to actually do it, because you will, guaranteed, die left and right. No joke. This is not a game that's, I'm going to complete within like a couple minutes and just like that. This is a multiplayer game that is literally going to have you get blown every couple of minutes. From the left, from the front, from the behind, from above, from below, everywhere. And I'll show you now how intense it gets. saw an infiltrator. Okay, let's want base. Looks like we need to take care of that. Come on. There we go. Ooh, double rare. So So we got two factions fighting each other right now. NC that's over here, and we got Vanu over here. No switch weapons. Where's my... Rick? What? Freaking asshole. So this game might crash on me because my computer is kind of flipped up, so sometimes it'll screw up. But hopefully it doesn't. Gotcha. Two for one. And there it goes. Frick.
Japanese 7 tactical.
Supposedly says my graphics driver crashed and reset itself. No, that's not true. But whatever. I can't upgrade right now, so we'll do that later. I just gotta restart it. Come on. Full screen it. After a few crashes, it will finally run for a long while. But yeah, it gets kind of pissed off. It's fly rounds. So what we got? One person? Seriously? Ow! I got tanked. Uh-oh. Orbital. Land. Ah, frick. Oh, frick. One teammate killed him. Second time it dives on me. I thought they my GPU drivers like pissed before, and they still haven't improved this game's GPU failure. But now it's actually surprisingly, it's telling me it's giving me GPU failure. So something to do with the GPU setting system. But yeah, twice on that. Excuse me. I think I'll play it on Vanu instead. Even though I normally play on the NC. You got me good. There are good flyers in this game, by the way. I normally play this on my 27-inch screen instead of my laptop screen. Because I can freaking see better. Yeah, a larger screen does help. Okay. You want to play it that way, huh? Oh my gosh, there it goes again. Hopefully, now after the third time, it'll friggin' stop screwing off itself. If it does this for the next two times, I'm out. I guess I'll play myself my NC. I was about to go run over there. I'll play my NC finally. They're just telling me, play NC. Go screw with NC instead. That actually scared me. I was like, what the heck? Flat loaded. Gotcha, little bugger. Get back up! Get back up! Get back up! Contact! Oh no! I did not want to jump! Frick. Oops, that's where I was. Got what brace files on. Got the little bugger. And who's gonna take over the lead? And whoever's watching, hello. Welcome to the party joint. Get your tank butt out of there. From Snape. Oh, Captains. Yeah, currently I'm this is an engineer. An engineer is basically like anti-vehicle, anti-air. So yeah, this game can get really freaking intense. What was shooting? That ground one? Must be. Slap. Oh! Oh, that's not ours. Whew. It's actually an orbital space laser, basically. Ah, frick. Got slammed. I was gonna drop down on the freaking vehicle. Okay, let's go heavy. Reload. Oh, somebody shot it down. Oh, frick. We're locked down. Okay. If I'm still on. Hopefully my system doesn't screw up again. Oh, they definitely got pushed. Shoot. Okay. I saw that. Man, Van Nu's really hitting us down. I normally play this game with headphones, so it gives more accuracy. Yee! I literally almost walked into that. Oof. Don't be shy to speak, by the way, guys. I'm always up top. Oops. Take this. Oh. Oops. It was G. An idiot. Dude, freaking turn around. Frick. freaking annoying. Freaking turn. Yes. Thank you. Get the fuck. Doggone, I didn't get the freaking kill. Freaking size. That little bugger. Frick. They got him. Slam dunked. He got screwed. Man, why are my bolts not freaking traveling? Oh, he's more than 400 meters. We got. The only thing that's going to deter him is this. What the frick? Yeah. Okay. Come on, you can mount. There you go. Good boy. Oh, just barely hit that. Got him. Are these guys still here, or are they just like gone now? I'm not getting a real fight. This is why I have headphones on, guys, so I can actually freaking hear directions. Ah, frick. Again. That lasted a lot longer than usual. Okay. So, last time, if it dies on me again, I'm gonna have to cut this off. I have to update my GPU drivers. But even though that probably won't really fix it, but we'll see. The game takes forever to reboot. It's like 3 minutes long. So annoying trying to get back in. I wonder, is my phone actually staying charged? Yes. Oh yeah, there's a lot of freaking game players right now. Let's do a heavy drop. Valkyrie style. Oh shoot. Oh, you serious? No, no. No. That's bull. That's bull. I'm sorry. That is such bull crap. No. Mm-mm. No. That's that's such bull crap right there. I get bounced off again, and then I lose my zero damage fall damage ability from the eject system. That's that's total bull crap. Thanks, bud. Upstairs. This is where you say you don't shoot because not only do you want to play stealthy, but kind of also want PR to smack me on the vanity layers. How do I get the freak back up here? Don't mind the random NC trying to wall climb. Mm. I keep on forgetting I put a repper on that. Dude, I freaking failed to hang him, and he snipes me. Of course. Freaking snipes my trades in the face. Go to their little base over here. I'll go. Dude, what the freak? There's no battle on the NC. What the freak are they doing? Wait, are you serious? There's literally no NC over there. They're all over here like idiots. Really? Well, that's so baloney crap. Seriously, there's not a single NC over here. They're all randomized. They're trying to fight this area, really. I knew that was gonna freaking happen.
Don't give up. We're still in it.
Come on. Come on. Just tell us you have a base. Thank you. Go, moron. Move, 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 move. I think. Oh. Okay, I'll admit, I walked into that one. Okay, you know what? I'm switching that. I'm switching to TR. Because somehow NC is just, doing nothing at the moment in the middle. TR and Vanu are having quite a fight going on in the middle. So I want to show that more interesting, intense fight to really. Make everybody barf. Oh, excuse me. Oh, clipped my wing there. Oh, you got freaking be kidding me. Seriously? No reservoir? Ooh, mag rare. The heck? Shoot. Wrong weapon. Come on. That time I got you. Good remembrance. Boing. Got to think at least. That's two gone. Frick! God. There's so many snipers that I'm down now. Can I orbital? No, I don't have any assets. No. Oh, this is not my port. I thought it was brand new, man. Nope. I'm gonna take a leap of faith. Try and fly all the way to there when I get up on top of this. should have enough rocket power for this. This is my spot. Nice try, though. Oh, he was on. He was already up there. I don't really have a sniper weapon for. I'll pick this guy and pick that. Do I have explosive rounds? Yes. What the freak, dude? Murder us all. Well, at least got the base now. Woo! Boom. I like the stuff back here. Interesting stuff we've got here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is that a joke? It's just a serious joke. Come on. Hack it. Well, frick. Are you freaking kidding me? What the frick was that crap about? Are you freaking real, dude? Dude, I just want to freaking kill this stupid base thing. Are you? Holy frick, he runs fast. And, yeah. Where is my entire team? Where is everybody? Oh, they're over there. I'm dealing with this Fruit Loop. Jeez. Dude, what the frick? This aimbot? What the frick is going on with that? Are they down here now? Yeah, they're down here now. Great. Thank you. Jeez, what is wrong with Van Nu and NC? Just friggin'
Facility is ours.
come down. Off-roading, 6-wheel drive. Woo! Yeah, something's up with Vanu and such.
Stay frosty. This fight is all but won. Leave the restricted area immediately. Facility is ours.
Ah! I can't see my chat now. Phone active. Wait. What the flip? What the freaking heck just happened there? Excuse me? I was trying to freaking switch to the one that I needed. This is air, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I need. Take care of those butts. Why the frick did I get the wrong freaking dude? Thank you. Excuse me. They bring in another friggin' aircraft that thinks they can blast. Man, what the flip was that crap? Can't see him crap on this stinking 16-inch laptop screen. Shut the freak up. No, I'm not. I have? I don't think I do. Excuse me. Okay. Got scared and bumped himself right into a freaking mountain. Get him, dude, get him. Did we get it? Oh, we got it. Cool. They already blew up the thunder. Oof. Oh, okay. Well, whoever's still watching, been fun playing. I think I've been playing for like a couple hours now. I don't know because my thing restarted again, so it's up to 20 minutes now. So that means, yeah. Probably been playing for over 2 hours. So yeah, this is one of those games that basically you're gonna flip out on, like literally, because you're gonna die a lot. No matter what, no matter if you're good, whatever, you're gonna die a lot because that's just how this game is. That's kind of what the point is for it, because it's not supposed to be an easy or ability like for Call of Duty or some kind of such forth like Battlefield. This game, you're gonna have literally everybody from corners of the map having some kind of pro style move, sniping you, shooting you from left to right, to top, bottom, behind you, forward, whatever. It's insane. And look at my previous videos of how the wars go on, but it gets intense. Right now it's midnight, so it's not really as intensive. Play this game at around like I guess literally like 12 hours later or so forth. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know what? Say by the freaking bell. But yeah. So this is a quite a heavy game that you're expected to die a lot. Did they actually fix this so we can actually get closer? No freaking way, we can. And so they're finally getting back on us. That's actually pretty good. I'm gonna respawn over here. Okay, maybe I'll just respawn over here. So it's nice and quiet. But yeah. This is probably the biggest first-person shooter game you'll ever play. Like, hands down. No joke. You think Battlefield's great? No. This game? Yes. You think Call of Duty is great? No. This game? Yes. Why? It's because it doesn't have that stupid limit of 64 players or 128 players versus 128 players. No, it doesn't have that kind of lonely crap. It has three factions that fight each other, and you have a maximum on the entire map of 2,500 players between all three factions. And yes, they do have a faction limitation. So there's one faction that's a lot of players and such forth, such forth. But yeah. So it's not a joke of a game out there. Unlike a lot of other games that are like, sure, you do have side to side shooting ability and whatnot, and it does feel like a war. This, on the other hand, I'm not saying those games are a joke, but they're still great games. But this game, on the other hand, if you really want a war-like game, hands down, it'll make you rage. It'll make you blow up, literally, because there's everything going on, and snipers aren't running around with like big giant BMG 50s like my engineer right here, for instance, and getting headshots by doing this. No scope 360s. That's not how that works. Even in real life, snipers don't ever do that kind of thing. You don't see a freaking sniper running around with a BMG 50 hauling something that's like over 25 to 50 pounds and going no, they're too heavy, and because the accuracy needs to be super stable to get very good accuracy, that's why they lay down or mount themselves in a position on a steady surface point and snipe. And so in this game, you have snipers that are also like down the ground sniping. Sure, I'm moving around, but this is well, this is kind of a sniper in a sense, but not. But it is. But it's not. It's hard to really describe that in a sense. This is a anti-vehicle weapon sniper in a sense. So that's why you see me firing at aircrafts and vehicles all the time with this, because it does a crap load of damage to vehicles, but it doesn't do very much damage against actual people. Other sniper weapons do. So there's a big difference between the two weapons. And then you got the lights that have the jetpack system ability. They can fly around to a degree, and they have light assault weapons, so they have pretty much close range to medium range weapons. And then you have combat medics, which are basically the frontline helpers that heal people. And then engineers, where I am right here, is able to do basically the same thing as a medic, but heals vehicles and supports in the background, and also has support weapons and gives ammo to people. So they basically have forever ammo because they can drop ammo wherever they are. Then you got the heavy assaults, which are basically the ones that have like miniguns or heavy duty frontline weapons for close range combat, or missile launchers, or so forth. Then there's other classes, Max. Max are basically like an armored tank in a sense for a infiltrator. It's basically a mech suit. So they can have two types of ability, actually three. They can have a build that's basically for dedicated infantry frontline attack ability. So they're like tank that walks in the front line, get reps by the engineer. They can't be healed by medics, and they cannot be rezzed. And they basically are the ones that, you know, walk into the front line. Or you have anti-vehicle ability, missile launchers or so forth. And then you have anti-air, which has like huge blaster weapons. There are like normal standard guns that you find for turrets. These guys will be carrying those mobile-like, in a sense. So, and then you have infiltrators, which are basically the snipers and cloakers. These guys are basically very, very weak to a lot of things. But they're basically the ones that will walk up to you and basically give you a bee slap in the face and then disappear laughing their head off, depending on if you don't know something or not. Or they'll be in the background sniping because they're the only ones that actually have the sniper capabilities besides engineers. The other sub sniper is scout weapons. Although light assault cannot shoot with scout weapons, but every other class can. But scout weapons are not really a sniper weapon. Sniper weapon is really fast and speed wise, and that's why they get very good power ability. But the accuracy needs to be very stable, and you need to shoot pretty precisely for your targets. Because another thing that you've probably seen throughout this entire video is when you die, there is a kill cam. So they will know your location. Once you kill somebody, they will know. So if you don't want to get killed again, you move. That's a good positive. Or if you're in a good place that they can't really get to, or they won't sneak up in anytime soon, you can stay there. But most of the time, a lot of people will try to counteract that and sneak around and take out the snipers or take out the respawn posts that you have in that area. So yeah, this game has a lot of unique trickery and such forth that is quite crazy. And then you have the tanks, then you have the aircrafts, and that just makes everything complicated and whatnot. So you got aircraft flying around, you got tanks blasting around, you got bullets flying around. Everything's just insane. And it's not just 100 versus 100 players. You literally will have like 500 to maybe 750 players and another 750 players and another 750 players all in one little sector blasting the living flip out of everything. And it's crazy when it comes into a tense battle. Now you're thinking, well, you got a gigantic map. Why can't somebody just, I don't know, go over here and capture this base or something? And, well, that's what these lines are for. If I am Team Red, for instance, I can't capture this base unless my base is glowing right here. So if I'm over here trying to take over blue, I have to have this node right here all the way over to here, all the way over here to be red also. And not to mention that you can actually indicate, see, who and what is how many a percentage of people are actually in such and such location wise. So for instance, here's a 50-50 amount of people in that location fighting each other. So that can be one of my team and one of their team, or maybe it's three of their team and three of my team in that single location. Doesn't really say how many numbers there is, just a percentage. But you can see which area on the map has activity of location wise. And so if you're here and nobody is there yet, they'll know that there's activity because they'll see your teammate color is indicated there and you're trying to take over that point of interest. So they'll probably warp in a few people and whatnot. So you do have people that are not just dedicated in one exact spot. So there is people fighting from this point of interest. So you have like different splits of different types of how many people will be in what sector area. And another cool thing about this is that you've probably seen throughout the entire game of these little buildings right here. You can actually build your own dedicated base like this. Now, not with this thing because this is actually an outpost tag system right here, but those little things that were like round, those are called silos. Those are basically your silo that you will drop down by whatever player built it, and other players, if they want, can help that person build more and more of the base around. So you have quite a lot of flexibility to do a lot of things. So if you don't want to be in a fight or anything like that right then, you want to support your team by being somebody that will have like a base. Say once it starts getting more chaotic, that players will start taking over this area. You can build a base somewhere hidden or wherever that will be nearby. And as they come in to attack, your team will be able to have the option to spawn at that location and backstab them, which is a great thing for your teammates to be able to do because then they'll be able to appear behind the targets of the attacking team and get the vantage point. And because the base is there, you'll be able to have other players respawn their vehicles and equipment and whatnot to help defend off their team. So you don't really need to be in phase first of the combat system and whatnot. So everything is pretty decent. The only thing is to get this high of amount of level and whatnot is you have to grind XP. So that's basically related to killing, repairing, healing people, or basically building and supporting other people's bases by gathering the silo minerals and then refilling the silos from those other people's bases. And the more XP you get, the more level you get, the more weapon options and such forth you can open up and whatnot. Excuse me. So it's a bit. It does make you a little hard to try and push more and more and more. But when you do, you'll get better and better and better. And the less fear or sudden want to get out of it will be of you wanting to just quit and give up. So you'll get used to dying more. But this is one of those games you will definitely lose a lot. And you'll die a lot. And I wish I was joking, but it's no joke. You will die a lot. As you probably saw. You might be able to kill some, but you're gonna die a crap load a lot. So if you're worried about kill and death ratio, this is the game that you're gonna be least worried about. That, because again, you have massive amount of crap that goes down with it. Do you have to be in the middle of a massive fight? No. Like I said, you can go to areas that will have less activity, or you can just build your own base and support other bases and drive around. Doesn't matter. But it is a crazy PvP game. And that's why I kind of like this. Even though I really hate dying a lot. Another reason why I also like playing this game compared to most other games is this reminds me of an old game that I used to play back in 2012, 2011-ish. Before this game actually even came out. When this game came out, it was actually a kind of a replica of the game that I played, but it was I guess more trying to be massive, so forth. So I didn't really think it was great at first. So I didn't really play it. But later on, I started playing it again, and yeah, it reminds me a lot of it. But if you don't know, I played EVE Online's Dust 514, which was even a crazy game, even though it was one of those locked amount of players count of 64 versus 64. But what I found very unique about EVE Dust 514's game play is that they really changed the snipers get up, unlike a lot of other games where the sniping shooting was radical of trying to snipe correctly was beyond words. It was not easy to try and snipe somebody while running or walking, which is actually practical because you're holding a huge, gigantic sniper weapon that's really heavy. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating that, but it's quite heavy. And trying to get a perfect shot, like in Call of Duty games and whatnot, is literally impossible while running around. So yeah, Call of Duty really makes fake sniping. But this game changed it up and it required people to actually be down on the floor, laying down to get really good precision to snipe. And it took time for people to actually lay down, so they found that trying to snipe was literally impossible while running or even crouching. So they found a lot of ability for the snipers of the players to actually use real sniping to its real potential. And then you would actually find snipers up on like ridges, hills, mounds, or building tops, or some kind of weird place, and they were sniping. They were never in the front line whatsoever. And then you had the same concept of the infiltrators, which were cloakers that will run in with a shotgun and just basically shot in your face. That will go by doop 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 doop, and just bee slap you in the face, and then run away laughing because they just backstabbed you. And then there was the medium uh, armored people, which basically was semi mid range to front line. Then there was the heavies, which was more the front line attackers and anti weapon tank vehicles and such forth. And it also had vehicle tanks and uh, harassers or Humvees or whatever you want to call them, and then also air to air combat. Although the air was kind of limited because it only had two aircrafts. One was a very light gunner craft, and the other one was more like a Black Ops style helicopter cargo aircraft. And the tanks were like railguns, blaster guns, and missile launcher tanks. But the biggest unique thing that I found with this game, plus 514, that no other game, and I literally mean I can't empathize how much that I really would love to see this input played in a game again. But unlike any other game out there in existence, even for today of modern standards, there is no game that went and blew the minds of every freaking gamer out there. Because unlike the standard health bar system that we have nowadays for a lot of games, or should I say the Halo style thing for like shields and then your armor and jazz like that, they actually had real HP points for armor and shields. So when you would get shot, you would know how much your shields would actually go down. So for Caldari, for instance, they would have shields around like six, nine, no, 800 to like 900 HP, and then their armor would be like 400 or so forth. And then for Galantian, they would have like maybe 600 to 800, no, yeah, 600 shields and like about 1,000 armor points. And so you would actually know how much, in exact number wise, of how your armor and shield points were. And then they will recharge for your shields. Or some for like Galantian, their armor would passively regenerate and re-heal by internal nanites repairing systems. Amar systems didn't do that, and nor did Mimitar. But um, all shield systems did regenerate, but they had a dramatically lower shield system than Caldari's system did. And unlike most games that also included both attacks based on whatever the weapons. They were all the same on a lot of games where they'll just attack shields and then do hurt to damage for armor. This game actually had weapons based on, okay, this weapon of railguns are going to have less damage on shields, but once it gets down to the armor base, they'll increase the damage will increase by like 30%. So they would do far more damage against the targets after the shields is gone, but they'll do far less damage against the target when the air shields are up. So if a Caldari was going against a Galantian, the Galantian would have an advantage point at the first initial attack because the Caldari's weapons are ineffective against the shields. But once their shields go down, their armor starts getting blown away because the Caldari's weapons are much more effective against armor attacking. So that's why Galantian and Nor had a massive amount of more armor ability. While on the other hand, Galantian weapons are more efficient against shields, but less efficient against armor-based systems. So Galantians would have an initial attack hit, a power performance on their shields, but once they got into their armor, they would do a dramatically less amount of power kill damage to the Caldari. So they actually had a pretty decent balance between the two of such forth. So if you don't know Dust 514, I would definitely recommend looking through YouTube and watching it. It was the bomb. Compared to this game, it was pretty on par. I mean, this game does have the numbers and all that stuff, but for what it had for all the HP performance and the weapons and customizabilities and attacks and everything, it was awesome. And unlike a lot of other games too, where just like this, for instance, where oh yeah, oh I died. Oh, well, I don't care. Oh, I died. Oh, I don't care. Oh, I died. I don't care. Does 514, just like EVE Online, had the reputation, the rep of basically being, oh, I die, I lose my equipment. And so each suit, each time you would die, you would lose that suit and all the equipment in that suit. So you would have to rebuy all the equipment and resuit ability, such and such, for the equipment that you had suited for. So you would have different equipment slots for different kind of suits. So if you have medium suits, you would have to buy like 50 medium suits, and then this amount of weapon for such and such, and this amount of weapon or this jazz and that whatnot. I've been timed out due to alien activity. But yeah. So players weren't just like running style face first into combat. They played like actual real military people, like in real life. They weren't just running face first and expecting, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna just respawn. Because their limitations, they were losing that equipment if they died. And that wasn't just for the equipment of infiltrators of the people walking around, that was also including the vehicles, the aircrafts, and the weapons in all those. So if they got their tank blown up, they lose that point of tank and the equipment they bought for that. So they would have to rebuy that tank and rebuy those equipment or have a stack of such and such. But they would still have to be careful of risking of respawning that and reusing it for more because there's only so much amount you can get back. There was 5 trial suits that you can use at the beginning. I think actually 4. It was the light, medium, and then the heavy. Yeah. So you had unlimited 4 trial suits to start with. And then after you get enough points and such forth, you can buy your own dedicated suit with better power ability and better performance and your own customizable stuff. But once you died, you would lose that point of what you bought. So a lot of people really played real style military, real lifestyle ability because when they died, they're losing something that they actually put their effort into getting. So it was an actual tense game, unlike a lot of other games. It wasn't just like that joke of like, right, I'm gonna just respawn and blah 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 blah. Just the same thing as like normal Eve Online. Dust 514 had the exact same thing concept. So in Eve Online or Eve, well, I guess not much in Eve Echoes, but in Eve Online, if your ship gets blown up, everything in that ship is gone. Boom, toast, gone. You're not respawning and jumping back in the fight. Your ship's blown away. You're gone. You're done. So if you're in a big PvP fight with a bunch of other players and you get blown up, you're basically just gonna be seeing in the background, come on guys, come on guys, you can do it, come on, come on, come on, come on. They're just gonna be sitting there trying to encourage them to keep going because you're really not going back. Once you lose your ship, you lose your ship, and not just because maybe you have a couple more ships in the back area. Trying to warp that ship back in that area is going to be like a hectic, unless somebody has a black Sino ability to warp you back, but that's pretty rare. So that's why in EVE Online it's actually very intensive for fights. Like you're not just gonna be like dancing around butt naked and joking about here and there on that game. You're really gonna be like, yes sir. What do I do? I go this way? Yes. Okay. Rip this guy? Okay, rip this guy. Attack this guy? Yeah, attack that guy. It's no joke. That was the same thing. And we would have massive fights. It was so freaking amazing on Dust 514. We would have like 3 heavies just like minigunning one opening with like 4 people repairing, like shield and armor repairing these people while they're just like front lane and would be like in the back like and yes, there was friendly fire. So we had to deal with that. And it was intense. It was like basically it was the same concept as back in the days with Air Rivals or Fly FF, where we'd be in the tunnels and we would just have both sides just shooting each other in this tunnel and people will just like shooting missiles and blades, other weapons and everything, bombs and such forth, and like, and it was freaking insane. And battles like that would last so freaking long, even though we would be on a timer based on uh, capturing points and the ship ability. We would just bam. It'd take like 5 minutes or even 10 minutes to finally be able to clear an opening just to get people in to take over the um, scan point so we can capture the node. And then we would have to defend the node, do the same exact thing. It was we were doing, we were just trying to uh, attack for. Now we would have to be the ones to defend that point. So it those 514 was really insane. It was kind of sad. And if you don't know, it was not on PC. It was not on Xbox. It was not on Nintendo. It was only for PlayStation 3. But it was a good game. And the reason why it was, I think the reason why it was on only PlayStation 3 is because it was a free play game. Yes. You can play on Planetside um, on the EVE Online servers and play against other players. And it also had orbital attacks. Um, if you played on faction, you'd also have the players that are on EVE Online be able to orbit the planet that's taking part that you're trying to capture, and you'll be able to have that person be able to fire down shots from their space location onto the planet, and it will actually translation into the game. Unlike this, that the orbitals are just NPC from space. VIA, the orbital base node, and then that node sends a signal up space to a satellite, and that satellite translates a blast system to down below. So there's no real players on orbital attacks. But yeah, that one was. But then you can go on fast ones that actually weren't really um, actual players. It was more just NPC like, but it was still freaking fun. It was really the best game. And yeah, like I was saying, it was only for PlayStation 3 because they wanted to do it for consoles, but the other console company didn't want to do it for free because gold membership. Yeah, Xbox didn't want to do the entire gold membership abandonment, so they basically couldn't put it on Microsoft's Xbox system because Microsoft didn't want to agree for it to be on be a free game without gold membership because it would break their entire thing. And back then it was only the Wii system, so it wasn't really a graphical intensive game console to be able to handle it, so they only had PlayStation 3. But it was flipping amazing. And I would have hoped they would have continued it because they had the potential. It had so much potential, especially if they would have probably converted it to PC, it would have had better potential. Now they're just making some random thing for the same, somewhat the same concept, but not really, as called CCP Vanguard, which are theoretically still testing, but it's not really something similar to what we had before, which kind of sucks. But yeah. So cool games, but this game reminds me of that a lot. And it's quite nice to actually play this game because it makes you feel like you're in real battle, even though you die like a lot, which I hate. But it keeps you motivated to keep on pushing, pushing, pushing to stay, even though you're dying like crazy butthole. So, anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And whoever's still watching still or just left their stream on, cool. I'll see you guys later.